Hey everybody, welcome to Mitch's Mail Call for Tuesday, May 27th, 2014. Got a few pieces of mail, but before I get to the mail, I'm going to do kind of a carryover. If you've watched the last episode, you saw that I had received in the mail some memoirs that my dad wrote probably 20 years ago while he was still alive, and I think he was actually still practicing law. And he told a lot of stories about growing up and going into World War II and going to law school and meeting my mother and some really a lot of stuff I just had no idea that my dad did. And I'd heard a lot of these stories too. But I wanted to read one more quick paragraph from his memoirs because there's a direct connection here. My dad was in the Marines in Japan in the South Pacific in World War II. And he was part of a group of soldiers that helped liberate the city of Tientsin, China. This was after the A-bomb in Japan, and pretty much the war was over. But he was part of the liberating force, and he was in Tientsin, and among other things, he had a servant, this Chinese guy that pulled him around everywhere in a rickshaw and did his laundry. So that's pretty cool. But in addition to that, my dad says, I obtained a rare painting which I later found out to be a tongue painting. The artist would dip his tongue into a container of water and charcoal, and he would paint with his tongue. He would put his tongue into this liquid and would paint some beautiful pictures. He was one of 3 people in China who could do this. This picture is a rarity, and I'm very pleased to have it. It has been in my office since I have practiced law. Well, I had to show you something, folks. After my dad passed away, one of the things I was very adamant about getting of his personal effects was the tongue painting that my dad got in China in World War II, painted by a guy using his tongue. And I think at one point my dad used to say the guy had no arms. I don't know if he meant the man didn't use his arms or if he had no arms, but for the longest time I thought it was a no-armed tongue man painting with his tongue. Arms or no, you know, that's still an impressive feat. Okay, and on to today's mail. Our good old friends Land's End and J. Jill. Jennifer likes the catalogs. Charter, wahaha. And here's something Jennifer got. And based on the return address being Sporting Innovations Group, I think this is Jennifer's race tattoo. If you don't, what's a race tattoo? Well, I'll tell you. We're getting ready to run a half marathon together a week from Saturday. And a race tattoo is, it basically gives you the time that you need to be at each mile to reach your target time. So for example, she's wanting to run this half marathon in 2 hours or less. So for each mile of the 13 miles, it tells you what your time should be when you reach that mile marker. So that way it at least lets you know whether you're ahead of pace or behind pace, and you can adjust from there. But my suggestion was that she wear it on her back like a tramp stamp, but then again she can't read it. Anyway, that's the mail for today. Hope you enjoyed that and the tongue painting. Busy day today, but we'll be back with more tomorrow. See ya.